everybody, and welcome back to part 5 of the Battlestar Galactica Basestar. Today we're going to start putting some top lights in the top of the base. I think I went with a purple UV, which is really cool. So that's going to give it a little something effect up on the top there instead of just the window lights and the launch bay portals, the blue that I have down in there. So let's go take a look.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Here we are. We got, like I said in the last segments, we got all this lighting done. I got it done in the other section. We're in the same spot, except for I don't have a tail on this piece yet. But all this works. And I marked these two because I'm going to use these two as the lower, because I think, yeah, that's got a little bit of a knock in it. And even though I'm going to have to, once these are put together, file it anyway, because these don't line up perfectly. These edges I'm okay with, but these I want to be nice and square, not like kind of one's kind of shifted off a little bit like a hamburger bun sliding. Yeah, but that got knocked into. Oh, top and bottom came off. You can see it must have something hit like that. So there's going to be some. Once we glue the two down together, I can glue it down and then putty what I got a putty on it. So I'm going to dedicate this piece as the bottom saucers part. Nice thing is either one of these can be whatever the tops. These pieces here fit on either one. So whatever one you think the painting came out a little more to your pleasing. I think I found like a little hair in this bottom one too. Yeah, right there when I removed it. Nothing big though but it's there. So she can be the bottom, very bottom. So I marked, just so I don't forget, took a little Sharpie, purple Sharpie, and marked in those holes. So I know that those two go together and these two go together. So then all I really have to do to this piece is drill a hole so that I can snake the wires up through here. I think what I'm going to do, I can run wires like positive, negative down each one of these things. I can bring them to here and then attach a little, jack there, plug in, and then I can come up, drill down through here, come up, and I can sneak them right in that channel. And then we'll putty them, or maybe I'll even try a window maker that'll just flow level. Just kind of set it like that and let it flow level, and then paint it. And or I might just paint it. It's going to be mainly facing this way, and then we'll sand up any of these little bumps, clean this all up. And then what I'll do is there's this lip here. What I can do with this lip here is drill, since I'm bringing one wire up one side and one up the other, I only have to drill a tiny little hole to bring them in. And then on this piece, I don't know if I make like a little slot so I can turn a little bit. I think we're going to glue that so it doesn't turn at all. I think it would be the best. But what I can do is put it together like this, the way it needs to be, once I find out how it sits, because this has got a key. So that sits like that. Yeah, see, that's got a key. And I got to figure out how I want this thing to be viewed. And I think I want you to look down one of these trenches. And I believe that all the trenches on both saucers line up. Yes, they do. So maybe it would be good to look at this as a frontal, like kind of like the picture. Because then you see the side of a trench, you see two trenches instead of just one. Although looking, looking directly into a trench ain't too bad either. And then you see the two sides, but I think this is the better way. And you're not getting that direct blue light. So, yeah, so once I do that, okay, we'll say we'll choose this as our facing front. I just do that, glue it, and make sure I do that before I have all this on here, because I'm going to have to get a pin vise and drill little holes in through here. Now once I get in through here, I can drill one big hole. That way I don't have to worry about, you know, lining all those holes up through all this plastic. You know, I can even drill decent sized holes in here, but I want them tiny as possible in here. So that's how I plan on doing that. We'll see if it works. I just like trying to reuse the stands that came with them, or, you know, actually use them. Sometimes they're just not workable, like on the X-Wing. Alright, you two go together so you can go there. Yeah, like on the X-Wing it wasn't. Just wasn't working. It was too flimsy. But this seems to have a thing to it. It's hard to, you know, and I can do a lot of kind of something to it. Not sure yet how I'm going to paint it or what I'm going to do to it. I might use what I used on the Enterprise, like the dry dock. Since this kind of looks like girder work, I use this. What is it? A flat bursted amber, or Rust-Oleum. You know, the metallic ones. It's got a silver flake in it. So I use that, and then I can highlight with my airbrush some copper or gold or something in it, and it looks really cool. Or a bronze or something. So there we go. But yeah, we got this one ready, and this is the top half. So, but what I was doing is working on doing the lights for this guy. So what I did is I measured in from this edge to about halfway, where my mark is measuring to halfway into this hole that each one of these indents that these pieces make, that I already put slots in so that light can shine through them. Plus, that's the way they're supposed to look. I think they're supposed to, you know, these are so inaccurate to the actual model, but we'll make them work. You know, and then the actual, I have the 30th anniversary box, but it came with the old kit. So someone reboxed on me, but anyway, that's okay. Sometimes it's neat to have the older ones. You know, it's kind of like, they're the rare ones. It's like Star Wars toys, like the Jawa with the vinyl cape, I believe, is the more expensive Jawa, even though it's not as nice as when they gave it to the cloth cape. But since it's so rare, it's worth more. So I don't know if model kits are falling in that. I'm not really doing this for collectors, you know, as far as making money, you know, on value, because otherwise I would leave them sealed in a box, you know, because that's the way they're most valued. It's sealed and still in the original box. But anyway, I'm rambling. So I cut those slots to make it a little more accurate, and that way I can put a light up here just to, you know, give some more animation, give some more something going on to a very nice looking space station. But you know, it's a space station, so it's very, you know, neutral, not a lot going on. It's not flying in like a fighter through space. So then what I'm doing is I took my calipers, and I can see that edge where that's going to ride, and I'm using that measurement, and I'm just scratching in the paint where I'm going to want to drill holes for my LEDs to come up. And I already did a few, so I only have what, 2 left or something. And it's nice because I got a lot of, it's in the, if you probably can't see it, but there's actual lip where it just raises up to this level, and there's this lip here. So that's what this is actually going to get glued onto, this edge here. And there's the key point, and there's the key point there, so that you got to line up. So that way it makes sure you line these up to each one of these. So, but it's nice that the bulbs will sit down in on that flat spot. Now I got to decide. I think we're definitely going to do a 3mm hole. We're going to just use the 3mm since I got a whole bunch of LEDs now. It's like, what color? I'm thinking red's probably going to be it. I want to see what this this purple, but I got greens I can use, yellows, pinks, orange, yellow, green. I could do a sickly. I wonder what this yellow green looks like. This is the big bulb, but it probably looks like my green out of that other kit. It's a yellowish green. That's supposed to be green. And what the yellow is orange. Let's see what these. Yeah. Yeah, it's a yellowish green. It's that, you know. Oh, these will work great in my War of the Worlds. War machines, because it's kind of a greenish yellow, like a lime green, you know, and especially the big one, the 148, it already has a green. The clear part is actually it's a green clear part, and if I had these behind it to give it more of the sickly green. I do have a regular green too. Where is that? I want to see the difference here. Up here, we'll go with a 5mm. I want to see what that purple UV looks like too. That'll be interesting. And I like that these are clear. They're not colored. That's that. Because it seems like the clear ones just give you better. Yeah, that's a green. It's probably too hard to see on camera, but that's green. But that would look good on the. I'll have to check with that. With that War of the Worlds, because that's a nice green. It's a really nice green. And here's the other one. I can see which is positive. There we go. This yellowish green must use more voltage. It's not as bright. That is nice too. It tells you on the bag what they are. This says 2 to 2.4. And those say 3 to 3.2, so interesting. Let's see what these purple ones look like. That would look cool in there too. With the blue coming out of here and then a purple up on the top. But I think we're going to stick with probably the 60s kind of, or 70s kind of sci-fi, you know, that evil red glow coming out of there. Well, that's pretty cool, especially if it's brighter. Yeah, like I said, you can't see it on the that wouldn't look bad either coming out of the top. Doing the blue and then a purple up top. Brainstorming. Let me see. That'd be different. Everybody else would want to do the red. I think I will. I think we will, because the red's just so kind of expected. That's why I was going to do orange if I was going to do anything in that spectrum of color. But I kind of like that. Yep, that's what I made up my mind. I don't want to. Let's stay away from the cliche of doing a evil red. Now let's go, but we're not going to use the. These are the 5s. Here are the 3s. So that's what we're doing. We need 5 of these. Let's see if these give the same. Should. Come on, you. Yep. Oh yeah, I think that'll look cool. Alright. That's what we're going to do. Oh yeah. Gotta put the battery in there. That would be good. What a good buy. And I could do an orange and a yellow, or it's all kinds of goodness I got in there. It's nice to have a stockpile. I don't have to worry about, oh man. Those are the only colors I could think. You could, well no, those came pre, like, did those come pre, like, this is a pack and this is the colors you get? Yeah, those the SMDs I chose the colors. I didn't really have to put those away, did I? Oh, well, at least that pack. Hopefully it's this one. 3mm purpose. I can't remember if I got 200 of the 3mm and 500, or, yeah, 500. It looks like I got 100 of the 5s. I think I got, yeah, I think that's how I did it, because I go through less 5s than I did 3s. 3s work good lighting areas, and 5s are usually sometimes too big. Alright, so I want to use my step drill bit, and it's not metric, so it's 3mm, but we know that. It gives us 0.12 inches, or 15 over 128. That really tells me something. Okay. I've been using this step drill a lot. I'm going to need to have it out where it's easier to get to. So we'll use this one. That goes to the smallest. It's the big guy. What's close to it? 1/8. 1/8 will be a little bigger, so that'll give us play. Then you have the lip that's on these LEDs, so that'll work. We can use that first, 1/8. It'll work fine. Hopefully this drill's deep enough, because it's not a deep 1/8. Okey-doke. Nothing to but to do it. Now, I wonder if well, I already marked up the top. Oh, that works great. How will it work coming through this way? Oh, knife. Thought I had one out. Yeah. Clean up that burr. I probably should have marked it from in here, which I could still do that. And then drill it that way. I could go from that edge, right? Yep. And I can do this too. Oh yeah. sticks it up through perfectly. Now, are we able? I put that battery away. Will you hold the battery? Do you have enough strength? Oh, yes, you do. We're going to try something, see if we can see what it looks like. No, we're not going to be able. Oh, yeah. That was a good choice. I think that's good, a great choice. That sickly purple. I can even fill that with fiberfill. I don't know if you can see that. See that? That looks cool. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. It looks blue in the camera, at least from looking at the screen here. So that worked perfect, folks. There we go. And we just got to drill 3 more. And then I want to go in there. There's these little nubs. I don't know if you can see right inside each of these bays. These nubs you can kind of see from the outside. I need to clean them out, but I'm going to cut back and we'll come back with all that stuff done. Okay, everyone. I'm thinking about gluing these 2 inner saucer bottom sections. I keep calling them bottoms because they're, but on the on the top it's the bottom, but on the bottom saucers it's the top. But these 2 halves get glued together. Oh yeah, let me show you what we did. I did on the actual top. I drilled those rest of those holes, glued those LEDs through, and there they are there. And then I took the negatives, bent them over almost 90 degrees and brought them all into the center, all the negative terminals off of the LED, and then soldered them together and then just took a negative off of that. And then the positives I just left, I just trimmed them a little bit and took some magnet wire and just twisted them around it to complete a circuit and loop them together. And that's basically what I did on that side. That was fairly simple. It's something similar you do to the nacelles that spin, that you'd have like the different colored lights, or or the same color lights like the on the NX1. They're all red. But then each one of these positive terminals will get a wire that turns it on from the board. That makes them look like they spin, and it can do all kinds of different cool stuff. But yeah, you just take all the negatives and just bring them all together. That way you just have one wire. You don't have to jumper them or anything. It's just, you already got that leg that you can get them all together. So that's what I did there. I hit it with a little black back there to light block light shining into the rest of the ship, and that worked really good. I've already done a test. This is lighting up really good. And then I took some Scotch-Brite and dulled the lenses a little bit, so it gets rid of that kind of parabolic, these round lenses are actually made to focus the light in a sense, so that helps diffuse it a little bit. So that's what we did to that. And on the actual piece that gets mounted on it that the light's going to go through, I went and painted silver inside the cavity, and then I just took some more of the 3M magic tape, Scotch tape, and laid that across, because when I first put it on there you could see the bulb. It was a little more direct. It didn't spread out as like I wanted it to. So I was thinking, do I do like some type of fiber fill or some type of other type of diffusion in there, but I want to be able to, like, when there's nothing on, I want that to kind of look like there's nothing in there, like it is an empty cavern. So if I stuck fiberfill, you would kind of see the fiberfill. Fiberfill is good if you're putting it behind something that maybe has color or something like that. Like it worked good on the 350 Katinga on the red part of the impulse deck, where the red, you know, where the grills are, and you have the red lights. Well, you have, I think they gave you 2 LEDs, big guys. But without the fiberfill, you would have these hot spots, and it definitely diffuses that and spreads the light out a little more evenly instead of having these 2 red hot spots. But the Scotch-Brite works just like a flat fiber in a sense. So when I did that and then stuck it on there, it actually spreads the light out, yet its source looks low. It didn't bring the source looking like the source is coming directly out of it. It looks like the lights. I want the light to look like it's coming from below and coming out, and it kind of gives it that more of that effect, especially from an angle, because you can kind of still see in there. So that worked really good. So that's where I got to that. So that's pretty much ready. We can pretty much glue this down. I already tested it, and I'm happy with that. So we can pretty much do that.